goodness. Here we are once again. Can you even believe it? On the Air is on the air. Great to have you on today. Come on, give me some. Give me some. Come on. From the island of Lemon Grove, Nacho Sober. There we go. There we go. How are you? Good to see you. Wow, that was abrupt. What the hell?
Hey, first of all.
No, that's all I got paid for. It's like their union.
Congratulations on the nomination at the San Diego Music Awards.
Yeah, you know, that's not going to go. That's not going anywhere. So, congratulations. Like when we go to the San Diego Music Awards, like we've been nominated like 8 times, and it's basically the "What did you lose to Rebecca Jade Award for?" awards. Like you walk in, it's like best plastic covering on an album, Rebecca Jade. Like honestly, I think she took everything home, and I believe that Sarah Pettit,
yes,
was a sleeper because Jason Mraz was up. I think Switchfoot was. So it was very good, and we had a good time. Can we talk to Kevin Hellman about maybe not going on at 9:20?
Hello.
Because there was like 6 people left, and they were all watching Rebecca Jade at the after party.
Yes.
So no, good stuff. Congratulations, guys, and well done. We charted number 3 as a debut on the Billboard Blues charts.
Wow.
But we charted number, I think it was like 186 at the San Diego Music Awards. So
it was great.
We can't get arrested in our own town. So anyway, welcome to the Sully Band. Good to see you guys along once again.
Hey, hey.
Come on.
Good to see you.
Mary, can I announce the hats yet? Because there's a lot of people asking about the hats, right? And they're $700 a piece because they're Mellon hat. They're Lauren Finney's husband's hats from Mellon. But I think we have several colors coming allegedly in 2026, if I'm not mistaken. Is that soon? Okay, very good. All right.
Well, we got a great show lined up.
All right, let's do this. Come on.
This is episode 83, and we have a guest host from Rock 105.3 The Show, the 2021 Radio Personality of the Year, Eddie Pappani.
Eddie Elbow. Eddie Bag of Donuts, Pappani.
Yeah. Hey, forget about it.
Hey, when you heard Anthony Fauci coming out a couple years ago, did you feel like a kinsman?
Like a paisan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Okay,
yeah, we're down like that.
They have the #1 morning show in San Diego County. Very good. Couldn't get arrested in San Clemente,
well.
but...
But is this accurate, Eddie? The 2021 Radio Personality of the Year.
Yeah, you know, I did win that one. You know, Rebecca Jade wasn't up for that one, so I did walk away with that award, which it was super nice. But honestly, I'm more proud that my show that we're on, has won it 6 years in a row, the morning show of the year.
In case, I'm sorry, can you stop there for a second? Because Tommy...
One day, I hope to be as good
Tommy
as
was a Radio Hall of Fame member.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Little show called... what's it called? Jeff and Jerry Showgram.
Yes. Heard about it.
Skewed female.
Yeah.
Heavy female.
Yeah, well,
I
stole one of his members. Emily is on my show now.
And Eddie was part of the Jeff and Jerry show at Star.
Do you know what you're part of?
100.7.
Let me tell you what you're really part of. When you drove the Cadillac in front of the roller coaster.
Oh.
Dude.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, it was like
I destroyed the said Cadillac.
What year was that? It was like, let me bring you back to a gentler time. Hold on. I'm thinking like what, 1886?
99.
It was the station wagon.
There was no internet, by the way.
Not
and there
really.
Was no,
not
there was,
much.
And the cell phone was the size of a Buick.
Right.
And the cost of a loaf of bread was a chicken.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I want to say like 99, it was called the Surf Pig.
Yeah.
Tommy remembers it. And I was driving it for some promotion, and it exploded on the 5 down in Chula Vista, down over there. And it was, I was known for that.
Was that your first year in radio?
No, I started in 92. So this is actually my 30th year in radio.
In Rochester.
In Rochester, New York. Yeah. So
before it was called Rochester, it was just called Stick.
Dump.
A long time ago.
Correct.
Can I ask you before we start the show?
Yes, sir.
How's the Little League baseball? I love watching social media and you and your OP shorts from 1978.
How I roll.
And your golf shirt.
Yep.
And you're coaching.
Yeah.
And living your life vicariously through a 9-year-old.
Correction. He's not a coach.
You're not. You're just an involved parent.
He's the manager.
Whoa.
Thank you.
I
Thank you. Put some respect on that, Sully.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, that's right.
He's
I
a
make all the
manager.
calls. It's
Yeah.
wildly different, honestly, because I've coached for the past 6 years,
know.
and just get in there and you yell at the
It's just
kids.
who you are.
But managing is wildly different because you have to actually deal
With the
parents who get mad at you because their next Derek Jeter
Can't you
isn't
just-
playing shortstop.
Can't you just say, hey, folks, welcome to 2022. It's going to be a great season. And if your kid's not playing, he knows why. Ask him.
They don't accept that because they know little Johnny is the greatest shortstop ever at 9. And I say, well, listen, I'm a volunteer. I don't get paid for this.
right, exactly.
So put your complaints elsewhere because I don't want to hear them.
And Eddie, is there a special sippy cup at the games that you're drinking, or is that a real Starbucks?
That is more frowned upon in our league. So no, I don't tend to do that.
Just want to check. All right, very good.
We have more
All right, what do we
guests.
got? What's happening? Let's do this.
All right, she is the pride of Texas. From KUSI News, Hunter Sowards.
This is amazing. This is Can I clap? Is that okay?
Did you hear what she just said? She goes, I'm not old enough to
No,
be
no,
here.
I said cool enough.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
not cool enough to
Because you're not
be here.
You're the age of one of my
Jeez,
daughters.
Sully.
Listen, you're the
Wouldn't
age
be
of one of my
the
daughters.
first thing I said.
So we watch you on television tonight, with our Swanson TV dinners and the TV trays, because we go to bed at 3:30.
Yeah,
because we're in radio.
Gosh.
And it is widely known that you're going national.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
No, NBC Evening
Absolutely.
News. Because you got that uplight thing going. You
Is
got
that all
whole-
it is? Because if you
Well, yeah.
pass that along to
Yeah,
the
that's all it
networks,
is.
yeah, that's
No,
all you need.
No, but you
Sully,
really are
that's so
widely
nice.
regarded. No, you are. You're widely regarded as like somebody's not going to be here for very long. You know?
Well, I appreciate you saying that because I came here knowing not a soul,
No.
and the fact that San Diego has embraced me like it has.
Is there a butt in the oven? Is the stuff happening? Is there swirling? Are you getting offers? Come
No,
on.
I can honestly say no. No, I don't have
thanks for
anything
killing that
secret to
buzz.
tell you.
Appreciate
I know.
it.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could. I could really think of something if you.
But it,
thanks.
but it has been cool. It has been cool to watch you because I remember day one when you arrived, and now look at you.
I was scared to death. I didn't
no
know how.
way you were
I
scared to
couldn't even say Encinitas properly, and if
You
you
still
let me
can't,
on
by the
air,
way.
I would have said
it again.
Lajala.
Say it again.
Encinitas.
Yeah, that's not right.
And Rubio Fish Taco.
I do know Rubio's now. I know where
Yeah.
the original is, and I have
Remember
it.
the argument about when Rubio's fish taco was going to, you asked somebody from Minnesota, hey, you want a fish taco? It was like
Why?
Oh, you would never do that. You would
sardine
never
taco.
do that in
Right?
Texas. You would never do that. That is just a very specific
Rite of
regional
passage.
thing.
My
It
youngest,
is. It's like a burrito, Cali burrito.
My youngest daughter lives in Austin, Texas.
I love
That's where
that.
you're from.
That's
and
why I've
and
always
I will
felt.
tell you, Austin is sort of a sister city to San Diego.
It is. I would say it's the
I-
most California you can get
It is.
out of Texas,
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
really is. And it's irresponsible with their government and super high gas
I
prices.
was
So, yeah,
born there
exactly
though. If that, so I can't claim it. I
But you're-
lived when I was 2.
But you're raised in
Raised in.
Nogatoshus.
Okay, all right.
Nogatoshus. I have that. I have that for-
Nacogdoches. That was such a
Put my
good
shoulder
stab
shot
at
for
it,
that.
Tommy. I think that
Darn
was
it.
your best effort.
Stab
Right
Let me hear you say it.
Your best effort, Nacogdoches. We call it
Nacogdoches.
NAC for short.
Nacogdoches.
So we make it easy.
Like supercalifragilistic.
Exactly. It's like the first word you spell or you learn to spell when you're little.
How did you get into television? What was it? Were you like in Oklahoma 6 times?
You know, I was really lucky. I started in my hometown, so not a lot of people get to say that they worked for the station they grew up watching, but I took an internship in college, kind of always knew I wanted to do this. And literally they told me no probably 4 times, and I just kept going back. I kept showing up, and they finally were like, you can sit here and watch. We don't have a spot for you, even as an intern. And I just kept coming back. They called me the intern that they couldn't get rid of.
That works because Tommy's never actually been employed by anybody. He's actually just here.
That's why Tommy and I have that connection as well. We just keep
Exactly.
showing up until somebody
There you go.
finds a
Eddie,
spot for us.
didn't you like basically? Well, you were the guy like who's this guy? He's the FedEx guy. Hey, come here, I need you on the air. Like,
Pretty
wasn't that how it
much.
started?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I mean,
No.
when you know you're meant to do something, you just think. It's like my first job at the ice cream shop. They literally had a hot pink bug at the time, and she was like, when I saw that car pull up, I knew it was that 14-year-old girl trying to ask for a job again. I wasn't even old enough to work. But when you just
Works.
know you want something,
Yes.
they can't tell you no forever.
But
That's my
the
motto.
secret about television and radio, because I was an investment banker and was not like, I think Cliff Albert called, hey, you got a contract there? I go, what? I go, as long as it's after market hours, I can do whatever you want.
Isn't that amazing?
What they don't realize, and I'm talking to anybody who aspires and young people who want to be on television and radio, just be in the room.
Yeah.
Like,
Show
because
up.
at some point, Eddie's going to ask you, hey, we're doing this bit called Puddin' Pants. You want you to put a diaper on? You want to put some chocolate pudding?
He's not joking.
You want to put some chocolate pudding in your diaper? I want you to jump off the
Yeah, and you're like, I was born for
and then
this.
suddenly,
Let's go.
you're Clint August doing afternoons on KGB.
The best.
Yeah, it is.
No, we've been doing pudding pants for years. Every Wednesday.
What's weird is it's not on the radio.
Yeah,
It's just
no, this is in my office.
I would pay to see
awkward.
that
No.
or hear that.
Stuff. Is the aspiration to be at the desk, or is the aspiration to be, on the? Because you do look like.
Yeah, where am I
I'm just
better?
saying-
I don't know, Sully. You tell me. You
I'm
sound
just
like
saying.
you've got my
I'm just
pulse
saying.
on my
I'm
career
just
better than I
saying.
do.
Is he your agent? He should be.
He's hired.
NBC Nightly News. I'm just like, look at her. She's right. I'm just,
Well, earlier in the week,
Tell me-
she was anchoring with Ginger.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I love both, and I think that's also what is so fun is that I didn't have a lot of experience reporting. I think I did more live hits day one of KUSI reporting than I did in 3 years in Texas.
is anchoring different? Like, is it harder?
I would actually say reporting because it's less of a controlled environment, right? You're out in the open, you're meeting people, anything can happen.
Yeah.
The desk is, it's a different beast, but I will say I love both for different reasons.
Well, let's do this.
All right,
Let's
what do you got?
introduce her co-anchor. He just finished the La Jolla Marathon.
Wow.
It's his first time on the air from KUSI News, Matt Prichard.
Can I just say, do they make these people like this? Like,
This is born and bred California, though, so I mean,
Do you guys remember like we had Creepy Crawler when we were kids? We put the goop in there and we cook it and they come out. And like
Easy bake
and all of a
oven,
sudden you have
yeah.
Logan Burns and we have Matt Prichard.
That's right.
like
yeah.
Like you're the most
Arguably
handsome
two.
human
There's
being.
something going on over here. And
But it's not going on over here.
Clearly not.
Radio, television.
Oh my
that's
God.
not me. I like going
true.
back to the part where
It's true.
Sully's complimenting
Do you
me.
realize that when we got into radio, it was board shorts and a burrito and a newspaper. And that's all we had. Like we didn't have to prep.
Now it's two burritos.
Now it's like. And the point is, like, suddenly we're everywhere, right? If we're not on television, we're going to be on social media.
Right.
And now you got you guys have to look up. We used to be like,
Sometimes.
News Radio 600 Kogo. Here's what, and I would never look up, right? And suddenly you guys have to know what's going on. So
Yeah.
So are you? Was your dad a weatherman? Is that why you're so handsome?
No, not at all.
This is kinda weird.
Nothing of the sorts. But grew up in Orange County, though. I guess I don't know. Speaks well of Californians.
Absolutely.
You know, most of us, good-looking folks.
Oh,
So.
okay.
But listen to
Right.
this.
I want to
Listen
see
this.
Logan Burns and him on the set at the same time.
Oh, they sometimes
it's
do
happened, yeah.
the same hand
Same hand
movements at the same
motions.
time. That's probably the best.
We
to
always
do.
we call it the father-son hour, basically. Yeah.
So wait a minute. Over the weekend, you did the La Jolla Marathon.
I did. Yeah.
How was that?
Marathon.
Well, he
Half
won it.
marathon.
Yeah,
Natch.
What was your time?
2 hours,
Two?
14 minutes, and I think 48 seconds, somewhere in that neighborhood. Thank you.
Okay,
There you go.
okay, not to spend too much time on this, but
There
can
it
you tell
is.
them about the turkey incident? Is that
Oh, no. That,
you were training for it and then
training
it went off
for
the rails.
a half marathon
Yes.
somewhere down the line.
Yes.
It was Thanksgiving Day, and was pulling the turkey out, and the pan failed, and the hot grease goes straight onto my right foot. I mean, I was wearing a shoe, but then it soaked into the sock, and I'm pulling it off. And
Pull the
anyway,
skin off with it.
yeah,
still- and you
giant
still won.
blister, and
yeah. And
yeah,
he still made gravy. which is
Still
impressive.
found a way.
He still
3
ate the
months
turkey,
later,
too.
yeah, I set it down gently to save Thanksgiving Day.
I would have been the one.
Eddie, there is this
Pittsburgh.
thing happening. Can you feel it? It's palpable.
I'm uncomfortable, I'll be
Like
honest.
honest to God, it's like
Yes.
because like you guys are beautiful people. I just want to.
I am just.
This is a good
I
confidence
think so
boost,
too.
you
They
know?
just need to be with us for
you
every
know,
show.
you guys
just to
couldn't
pump
make
us
it in
up.
radio. You're not like there's some ugly people in radio. Oh
my God.
I mean, look at the three of us.
I also
No,
don't
honest to
consider
God.
myself funny enough for radio
No.
either. They would be like, get her off.
Oh, you're listening to Bill Handel on 640. It's like, bro.
Jeez.
No, we're in this business and we're like, we know. It's like there's nothing good. I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, keep going.
So
Is
how
shotgun coming?
did it all start for you? Where was your first job in television?
Yeah, so I mean, well, I grew up in Orange County, went to Chapman University, studied.
What a
for
great
it.
school.
Amazing school.
What a
It really
fantastic
sets you
school
up.
it is.
Yeah, and it sets you up so well. And got a job in Albany, Georgia, middle of nowhere. It's 3 hours south of Atlanta. I think the people there would agree. It's way down south.
heard of
You
Atlanta.
know. Yeah, you've heard of Atlanta. Probably haven't heard of Albany, but spent a year and a half there. Then moved up to Colorado Springs, a little bit higher on the market chain. Spent 5 years there. The important thing there is I met my wife,
Bingo.
got married, so that was worthwhile, of course. And then
Okay, it's the 800-pound girl in the room. What does she look like? I mean, it's on everybody's mind right now.
That's right.
I mean, is
She's
she like Miss
gorgeous.
America?
Yeah,
Like, honestly.
I certainly think so. But
And so smart too.
yeah,
Have you ever?
she is. Well,
So
she's the
great.
brains of the operation.
you ever
She
been-
didn't get in TV or broadcast.
There you go.
Smart enough to.
Have you
yeah.
ever been angry ever?
Me?
Yeah. Have you ever yelled at like somebody like hey, stupid ass, pull up like
Sometimes I push the right buttons and hope maybe I'm gonna get, but no.
I think
It's way easier for me to be the bad cop, good cop. kind
Yeah,
of.
that's right. Exactly.
You know.
Because you guys are paired up together. How is it together? Do you guys work well together?
Oh yeah.
I was scared to death, though. I will never forget when Steve Cohen said I was getting a co-anchor, and I started Googling and YouTubing and Facebooking. And the first day I was like, what if it's awkward? What if we don't have the same sense of humor? What if we hate each other?
Right.
I'd never had like a solid,
Do you know what's awkward? Being on this side of the line.
Well, yeah.
That's right. Yes.
But you get it. You
I
get
see
it.
you shifting
That
more
can
and
make
more.
or break your whole
1,000,000%.
entire. And I was
Or
going
ego
so
for the rest of your career.
Well,
So I
yeah.
was fine without.
Chemistry is everything
It's
on our
huge, and you
show.
can't create it.
Is that the same thing in TV? You have to have chemistry with your
think so.
co-
Oh yeah, you can make it work, but you can't create it.
But can
Yeah.
you guys
Just be like,
because
I mean,
look, we could
know,
pay
we
for
haven't
playing
killed
grab
each
ass for
other
a
yet,
living.
so.
I mean,
Yeah, I
can
know.
you-
Well,
I mean, can you guys say, in other news, a Florida man, and then but also introduce your own personality?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, it's like at the top of the show, it's usually
Like, gosh
more
darn it, a
serious
Florida
stuff.
man.
Serious and
Yeah, but like later on, you get to do these more fun stories, and I think it comes through when you watch our show. I think you can tell that we like each other and we have a similar
We
sense
go
of
off
humor.
the rails.
God,
though.
I like him
Sometimes
also.
our
I like
producers
it.
bring
This
it
is so
back,
cool.
bring it back to the show because
Yeah.
we'll go off.
Well, and then
on
we
that.
have Nick James, which takes it way off the
Combo.
rails.
Well, I have a
Realize
lot
that
of
you guys are
questions.
both the after picture, right?
That's right.
I have a lot more questions.
Four?
I know. Sorry, Tommy.
No, we have a lot more questions and another guest.
All right, here we go.
Yes.
Well, I believe this song was nominated for Song of the Year, but lost to who the word? Yeah, Rebecca Jade. Sully Band, on the air. We're back in a second. Thanks so much. On the air, it's on the air. That's the Sully Band. You know what you guys don't have? You know what you don't have at home? You don't have purple vinyl at home, do you? And by the way, Rebecca Jade won the best colored vinyl at the Singer Music Awards. this
Really?
year. And it beat us out for. But yes, I want to say congratulations to the Sully Band for charting, debuting number 3 on the Billboard Blues chart. What you don't know is that it was the Billboard Blues charts from 2:15 to 2:17 p.m. Eastern Time on the 17th.
Yes.
Hey, speaking of
We nailed
awards and San Diego Music Awards, Hunter Sowards presented.
I did alongside Casey McKinnon, and didn't fall off the stage, so I'm counting that
And
as
you know
a
what we didn't
win
do?
for myself.
Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Win.
Ouch.
There it is, right there. Look at.
Is this one of those? Is this
We
one of
did
those
that,
green lines on the football field, or is this
You're-
just the?
you're getting a little
okay, here we
too-
go.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
please,
sorry.
please keep.
From now on, this is the bar.
This is it. Yeah.
And by the way, KUSI has asked us when they interview,
Oh, boy.
are they on this side of the bar or that side? If it's on that side, they're just a cameraman like that.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Well, the next guest is probably on that side. He's a real life Top Gunner, former naval aviator, Brian Sunshine Sinclair.
There's something like familiar between you two guys. Like it's Major Matt Mason and G.I. Joe.
That's right. Yeah, Maverick and Goose.
There you go. You want to be Maverick
Man,
or
I
should
think
I?
we know.
You've been
At one point, when you're sitting in the cockpit of a
right.
$30 million vehicle, at one point going, I hope they don't catch me. Like,
I know, I'm looking for someone, yeah.
imposter syndrome at some point.
Absolutely, 100%. So the Navy training, kind of cavalier, they put you out there and you either sink or swim.
Okay.
So for example, the first time you go to an aircraft carrier to land on it, you're by yourself. Because if you crash, they don't want to lose the instructor too.
And you know what? And you know what? And it's easy peasy cleanup. So
Just push it into the water and move on.
it's a one and done. Hey, we don't have two guys in there. Let's just lose one at a time.
Sorry, Mom, if you're listening.
Hey, what did you fly?
A series of aircraft, but probably the one everyone's familiar with would be the F-18. There's a F-18 that was developed in the 90s, as well as one that's developed in the 2000s. And then there's a movie coming out that it's going to showcase the Super Hornet, the latest version of the F-18.
Where do you keep the keys? like when you get in, there has to be like it's like sort of like it's like
Clunk, clunk, clunk,
and
clunk.
you're like this.
That is.
I mean, are there keys?
No, but we actually get that question at air shows. So we'll fly in, we'll have a static display where we close the canopy. And honestly, I have a little wrench that I pop open a panel and I pull some circuit breakers to make sure if anyone actually pushes, there's one button on the outside, not to start, but to get into it. And then the start button, we'll call it on the inside, is basically turned off.
So he goes like this. He goes like,
Yeah.
and he walks up and he gets like if you were, if there was terrorists coming and you're like this, could you steal the plane and rescue us potentially?
Yes. I'm gonna.
Let's go with yes. So
Wow.
yeah.
It's a wild.
What else is there?
Anytime you've got a question about anything
that's fair.
like
That's
that.
fair. So I went to test pilot school where we flew about 25 different aircraft, and it's basically a syllabus that on Monday welcome to the plane, Sunshine. We're gonna take a test on it. You're gonna read the owner's manual. On Tuesday, a little bit of catch up, if you will, and then Wednesday, usually get in the plane and fly it. And there's a chaperone though in the back. And then Thursday night, I write a report. Friday, I present the report, and then Monday, I start over. So it's a rinse and repeat.
But wait a minute, how did Brian Sinclair get Sunshine?
I was.
Fair. So I don't need caffeine in the mornings. And in my first squadron, there were a bunch of folks that needed caffeine. So I was annoyingly happy. So, and to which my wife can attest.
So Buttercup was taken.
Buttercup, exactly right, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I think the question everybody wants to know, though, have you ever flown inverted?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I like
looked
that.
down?
And have you ever flipped anybody off?
Yeah, while you're doing it.
I didn't keep up foreign relations quite like Goose.
Okay.
Could you do that though, if you wanted to?
I have actually been inverted over top of a plane, but actually the coolest thing was inverted over top of the Grand Canyon.
Oh, wow.
So
Well, me and Eddie have had that happen. It was like a Tuesday.
So anyway, it's fun. Upside down's a lot of fun.
So everything's all about the F-35. You flew F-18s.
Yes.
Did you get into an F-35 and know what to do?
No, could I? Yes. But
Is
I
the
haven't
difference
flown
the
them.
fins on the back?
Fins or something. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, that's a good one. Good.
So what's the difference? Why is the F-35 so great?
So it's sold for something called sensor fusion. So as everybody probably knows, information warfare is huge, right? So it's trying to spy the guy or see the guy ahead of time before he sees you. They have some awesome sensors on board there, and even if they don't carry missiles, they can actually transmit that information to someone like me in the F-18, and then I shoot the missile and get rid of the guy.
Wow.
Shoot, the missile was an 80s.
Why we go to Sunshine for literally anything.
I would
I've
argue
got a
that
question
Eddie
about
and myself
flights.
and Tommy don't understand the keyboard on a computer, but you have all the, how much of that do you really know? Because when you see pictures of a cockpit, it's like,
Well, see, with the radio board,
I
there's
gotta
actually
go.
3 buttons we actually use.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
a
When
good
you
point.
look at it, you're like,
Exactly.
whoa.
This makes us look
Right,
really
is it sort of the same thing? It's like go off, step, turn right.
Almost. So they actually, the human factors engineers build it so that when I'm starting up the jet, I use buttons down here, and then when I'm actually using the jet to do its mission, I use buttons up in the front.
Yeah.
But we do actually touch pretty much all of the buttons.
Wow.
That's why.
So he's much smarter than us.
This is why he's where
No,
he
no,
is,
no.
and
But
we're
once
where
again-
we
Train
are.
monkey.
Can we
train
get
monkey,
another
it's okay.
line?
Yeah, we do. We
We've
like,
validated that we're
We need
idiots.
another
like
line.
duct tape now to just
Yeah.
make sure that's
That's-
distinct.
Do you
There's
ever,
nothing here on
Can
this
talk.
one.
No, not at all.
do you ever
Not at all.
scare
Wise
yourself
point.
on those things? Like if you
Quite
like
often.
taking too hard of a left turn, have
Quite
you
often.
scared yourself?
Quite often, yeah. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Wow.
So night
sounds
carrier
like a
landings,
career.
for example. Yeah,
You said fly upside down over the Grand Canyon. What's the coolest place that you've ever flown over?
Like, what was like a bucket list place to be able to fly over?
Thinking
Oh,
beaches.
there's something we call Star Wars Canyon.
Yeah.
Up by Ridgecrest, and you actually fly below the mountaintops. And we would have a calendar photographer. We'd call him and say, "Hey, I'm going to go run." We call it the Jedi Run. We all love our Star Wars.
Nice. Yes.
We all love our Star Wars.
Eating into
We'll try it.
Yeah, right.
everyone.
And
It's the
so
Kessel
what we
Run.
would
I
do?
love
it.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's the Kessel Run.
Made it in 12 parsecs.
Right, of course.
These guys are good. Yeah.
language right now.
I feel less about myself.
No. It's just anyway.
How cool.
It was fun. Yeah. Anyway, so basically the photographer would get pictures of us from above the plane.
Yeah.
And he got a really good one where you can actually see the stuff that's strapped onto my leg in the plane
That
through the
detailed.
canopy.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And we're going 440 miles an hour.
Amazing.
Do we have? Do Eddie and I and Tommy have the biological wherewithal to sit in one of those?
What are you trying to say?
Look, we all know I'm a
I
medium.
need to be included in the, oh, I'm on the line.
We know that I'm a medium and not just a 4X. I mean, could I fit in that damn thing or not?
It'd be tough. You bang your elbows around a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah,
Those aren't
Nice
elbows.
way to put it.
I got a
Really
question.
nice way to put it.
In theory, if you were a consultant to an upcoming Tom Cruise movie that will be coming out, could you talk about it right now? Or
in theory. So in theory, the government has trained me for the past 21 years on how to keep a secret.
Wow.
And I may have signed a form with Paramount,
Yeah.
but I can tell you about the background stuff. It's kind of fun.
But how tall is he?
My wife asked me to note that, and with his signature cowboy boots and the leather flight jacket, he came up to my nose.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh no! I'm sorry. All right. Wow. Brian Sunshine Sinclair. Sounds awesome. I want to know if you've been to that bar before.
Downtown San Diego.
Yeah.
Before it caught on fire.
Have
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
did you guys ever sing that song in a bar? Like, have you ever, like, you're a fighter pilot
You gotta
for a
pull the
living. You make a living as a fighter pilot. Have you ever played beach volleyball in jeans and no t-shirt? And have you ever sung that song? Just one, two
I'm about
questions.
as pasty white as you can imagine growing up in Pennsylvania, so no to the first one. And I'm not going to quit my day job. No to the second.
But you are a Kenny Loggins fan, though.
Yeah. Who isn't?
I mean, you have
Who
to,
isn't?
right?
You
Yeah.
know, Trip Sprague, our sax player, played with Kenny Loggins for many years.
It is.
Wow.
Maybe you've heard of House on Pooh Corner.
Oh.
Wow.
He is
You know the Christopher Robin song?
That's why I was like, ah.
Hey, I got a question for Matt. Growing up, did you have like TV idols or radio idols?
I did. I had many. And I grew up in LA, so I got the chance to listen to some world-class broadcasters on both television and radio.
Who's your hero in television?
Television-wise, it's a good question. I think they were mostly sports for me. Vince Scully, obviously, for the Dodgers.
Legend.
And then sort of on a lower level, a guy named Rex Hudler, who was the color guy for the Angels for a long
Former
time.
player.
Former player. I actually got to intern for him in college, and we became
Wow.
pretty close friends. And so, anyway, those guys, I mean, they were the ones that showed me that you could talk for a living and get paid for it.
Because we certainly didn't.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
What about radio? I mean, radio in LA and Orange County.
My God.
Hello.
You kidding
I
me?
mean, hey, there's Shotgun Tom Kelly, who was on K-Earth 101 when I was growing up. He was fantastic. Gary Bryan, also on
Wow.
K-Earth.
All those guys.
all
Mark
the
and
guys-
Brian, right? Remember Mark and
Yeah.
Brian?
Seacrest.
Seacrest out.
Well, you know what? Since Matt just mentioned his heroes, let's bring in our hero.
Come on. Are you serious?
He is everyone's hero.
You better believe it,
Radio
baby. Don't
do this to me.
icon,
I'm doing it to you.
Shotgun Tom Kelly.
Good to see you again.
Wait a minute. Hey, God, it's so
Shotgun
good
Tom
to
Kelly.
see you, man. All my
I
friends
worked
are
with
here.
this guy 25 years ago at KCBQ.
That's, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What's
You
that?
can sit there.
No, are you
45.
sure?
I think he needs to be.
This is hollowed ground right here, man.
Actually,
You can
why
sit
don't
there.
you scoot onto this side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a radio guy.
For God's sakes, no!
So is that right here? Are you
Yeah,
sure?
we're good.
Oh, man.
Love you, Shotgun.
I love you too, Tommy. You're
Love
a
you,
beautiful
Bass.
man. Yes,
I didn't get a
absolutely.
chance to say hi to you at the KGB 50th. That was.
Yeah, wasn't that great?
I'll tell you
You
what.
were great on stage,
Well, you know,
man.
enough about me. What do you?
And the band, you guys were on stage. I love that. Oh, I love you guys.
What kills
There's
me?
nothing like a great band.
No, but just like you guys, when you guys did your thing at the Ramona main stage, right?
Yeah.
You walk out there and there's like, wait, there's people here?
Oh, it's
Like,
crazy.
It's not just there's 100,000 people. Like there's people.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, it was great.
Was it? Didn't that turn out great?
Wow, yeah.
And then you had the DNC. I mean the DSC. It's a mistake
And we
I
were
made.
not casual Friday. We were more like slept in my car Thursday. So
Yeah, right.
it's a little bit of a rough morning for the band.
But Shotgun,
Yes,
I
yes,
grew up
baby.
listening to you in the 70s, KCBQ. Isn't it cool when Matt Prichard right here
I
says
love
he
that.
idolized you on K Earth
Well,
101?
I gave you your first job, if you remember.
Yeah, I worked with Shotgun in the year 1980.
That's right. You ran my board.
Gosh.
Yeah, I needed somebody who's responsible. I'm not. Yes. You know,
You went
but
with that guy?
that guy right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
But I'll tell you, Matt, I'm very thrilled. I'm very humbled that you used to listen to me on K
Oh,
Earth.
man. I mean, I just.
Well, of course you are. 'cause it's-
You better believe it, Blake.
That's right.
Memories.
It's always a
K Earth 101.
shotgun
Yeah,
Tom
trip away.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, say it again. I want to hear it.
Shotgun Tom Kelly.
Oh, that's beautiful.
K Earth 101.
I loved getting to tell him that I had met you before he got.
I know.
That
I
was
was like,
my
oh,
one
that's
up.
so
I
we
didn't
worked
say that I
together. We
listened,
worked
but
together at the
you
luncheon.
were. Oh my gosh! And I just thought you were the world of you. Anytime when we had somebody, Regis Philbin, when he died, you were the
Yeah.
one we called on. And
That's right.
That
You
was.
did the interview.
I did, and I was fascinated. I mean, those were the times that I was like, legend. That's where the word legend comes from. You
Well,
were able to-
Regis was great. He was a friend of mine. And what'd you say?
That's my Regis impression.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's also
got
my
it. Nobody
it's
else
also my
did.
Al Pacino impression. Funny.
You know, Regis, of course, had his start in San
I
Diego.
know, and I had no idea until you.
Oh, I did.
I believe it was Kogo. Was it not Shotgun Tom?
It was, well, he was at
Kogo
Channel
TV?
Channel 10, Kogo TV.
Like I said.
And then he went over to Channel 8. And he did that Regis Philbin show on Saturday night, which as a
Exactly.
kid, I used to sneak into and watch. It was,
Only you would sneak into a.
That's right. I knew
show
the- hey,
that had
listen.
nothing to do with being 14, but I just want to see where the buttons were pushed.
Sully, let me tell you something. I knew the back way in, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know.
No, you taught me at a very young age a clipboard and a wave will get you to any door in this town.
You better believe it. That's right.
Let me say this about Shotgun. I say 1974, Shotgun Tom was doing radio.
Yep.
He was doing weather.
Yeah,
On Channel 10.
Yeah, just part-time, you know.
And you could have run for mayor and
Well,
won.
that's what people say, but I
can.
don't think so.
No, that was the
I know
90s.
for you.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I
That's
did
when we
that.
worked
Can we not leave off the table Words of Poppin' and
Disco
the
10.
show that
Disco
I made my
10,
career,
yes.
that I debuted on?
That's right.
Disco 10.
Yes.
Wow.
And you had a very.
Oh, I was
unique
breaking
hair.
right and left. Perfect. It looked like Cardiff Reef up there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, that was a great show. But you know, by the way, you mentioned who went to Chapman University?
Me. I did.
My son is a professor there. He
Really?
teaches leadership. Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yes, Nick.
If I could go to school anywhere, honestly, because my daughter McKenna went there for 1 year, and it's like it is the best cocoon of a university you could go to.
Yeah.
It is
By
a
the way,
beautiful
it looks
university.
Like, it looks like Springfield, Illinois, during the Leave It to Beaver series, for the 8 blocks around it.
Yeah.
Like, it literally looks like 1954. And there's a great waffle and beer place, Eddie. We should probably.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
a lot of.
Brexit.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
it's an amazing.
Small world.
It's an amazing place, and I believe it's now the #1 film school that's a theater to Pixar versus USC. Is that correct?
That was a big, I mean, that's garnered over the last 2
Yeah.
decades or so when the Knotts family funded Dodge College and just this massive 2 sound stages, 2 TV stages. I mean, I got to do a couple classes where you did like Foley art, you know, where you're making the sound of the footsteps in the movie, and they had the full thing. And
Huell Hauser's got his
like this?
display there.
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're
there.
gonna have it.
All of those.
Foley artist. What has 2 thumbs as Foley artist?
Yes.
You remember Huell Hauser, don't
Oh,
you?
come on.
Well, he has a display at Chapman University.
Oh, I know. You know, that's
Well,
right.
yeah,
He does.
He
What's
donated his whole catalog.
What's
to Chapman.
interesting, and that's the Knots from, as Eddie and I are thinking about Blueberry Jam. Same
Berry
same,
Farm.
Same family.
Right.
Yeah.
Of the
Is
Berry
it
Farm.
really?
Of the farm.
Goodness, I do know something.
No, but it's a unique
chicken fan.
university because when my daughter first applied there,
Yeah.
valedictorian of the school, I thought, the JC up in Santa Ana. It's like one of the toughest schools to get into in this country.
It
So
is.
congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Shotgun's here.
Absolutely. You better believe it, baby.
All right. More words of popping coming back.
In the name of the Most High, this is why it's such a lovely day. This world was created by the Creator, who separated the land of sky from the water. Adam and Father, produce eternal respect.
Hey there, on the air is on the air. What do you know? Sully Band's here and the rest of the gang. Shotgun Tom, Hunter Sowards, Matt Prichard. And don't call me Maverick. Call me Sunshine. I got a question. Thank you, Sully Band. Well done. For once again getting nominated for the San Diego Music Award and getting your ass kicked by Rebecca. So here we go. I have a question. Can you run? Can you get in a Tesla and know what to do immediately?
Yes.
No, honestly,
There's one button, right?
I don't know. It's a Tesla.
We're gonna go through different
aren't you,
vehicles
like-
with
Yeah, we are.
Sunshine. If we got you in a freight train,
Moves, can you drive it?
We'll find
Would
out.
you know what to do?
Hey, by the way, you were
Try
talking
once.
about getting. There's a certain buttons you have to press to get in them. My dad was a railroad engineer on the Santa Fe.
Oh, wow.
And he
Okay.
took me around on the engine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember we left the engine and he left it on, and I go, Dad, shouldn't you turn the engine
Shouldn't
off?
someone be
He
watching
said, No,
that?
we never turn it off.
a
But
good point.
I went in this when I in Sacramento and got to ride my dad's F7
Yeah.
347C. I asked the engineer. I said, "Well, can't somebody just come in and steal this thing?" He goes, "Oh no, you need this thing to stick right in there
So he had a
before
key.
it goes." So even trains have a combination like planes.
I'm enthralled with honestly jet pilots. Like those guys are like, I mean, like you guys get to do that. And there's all,
Different breed.
And like there's 2/3 of the stuff. It doesn't really work. It's like just a thing.
would it ever happen where you would run out of jet fuel while you're flying? Has that ever happened?
Like again.
Let's hope not. No, it hasn't for me, because obviously I'd have to leave quickly via the ejection.
Yeah, no kidding. Because
So,
he was
no.
mentioning like leaving the turn signal on, and I'm thinking about like running out of gas
And, like,
on the freeway. You know,
So, really,
sort of similar.
Different problem.
You bring up a good point, though. So, I flew in Iraq and Afghanistan, got shot at, all that stuff. But the
Oh wait,
scariest,
let's gloss over it.
Hold on, the scariest point.
Let's just gloss over that part.
Hold on, the
That
scariest,
bullet's whizzing over. You know, I had a ham sandwich.
Wait,
Just leaned over to the left and went over my
Really
head.
do
So
think
hold on, but
that's-
to Matt's point though, the most I've ever been scared is because of weather or because of a low fuel state.
Wow.
So you are spot on.
I don't
Fuel
believe.
is-
I don't believe.
fuel
It. I
makes
think
me
the
nervous.
most. I think the most you've been scared is when your wife said, "What'd you do?"
I have an answer for that.
Wait a second. When you were shot at.
Yeah.
Okay. Any word we'll ever use? Hey, honey, I'm late. I got shot at. I'll be
Yeah,
back.
that's right.
So what? Okay. What was? Tell me the beginning and end of that thing. What was that?
Sure. Well, the first time.
Like
and
I'm
I'll just
shaking like
pause
Don
into
Knotts
that.
right now.
I'm
So,
over here like.
so we're in anyway, so it's war, but we're in southern Iraq
Yeah.
over Mosul, and there's something called yo-yo. So we always work in pairs, right? But then there's yo-yo, you're on your own. So we have to provide continuous coverage to the guys on the ground.
Yeah.
So what we do is we orbit overhead, there's two of us, and then instead of both running out of gas at the same time, you send one guy to the tanker, and the other guy stays put and supports the guys on the ground, whatever they need. And
Hey, Andy,
we
you go
swap.
first.
Wait, what?
So I was a junior wingman, a junior guy, right? Didn't know enough to be smart about things. And my senior pilot left to go to the tanker, so I was left to talk to the guy on the ground and see if they needed any kind of support. Well, I was talking to the guy on the ground, and I look down, and I see, this is at night, mind you, right? So I see a bunch of giant purple flames, and I thought, who would be celebrating
Nothing
like a
good could come of
quinceañera or something in the middle of Iraq? Right? I didn't get it. I totally didn't get it, Sully.
What could go wrong? I'm driving a F-18. I look down and there's purple flames.
Yes.
Is it Jimi Hendrix? What do we got?
I wish it were. That would have been better. But it turns out after I finally got my senses about me, I realized, oh, they're shooting at me. Right?
My
So,
gosh.
yeah. So and the first time I learned how I would react, because you do all this training and all that stuff, but when you're the real deal, doing the real thing, things change. And I got immediately angry, had a little case of Tourette's, let's say, with a, anyway, so I got real
I have
angry.
that. Hold on.
Yeah, there you go.
Here it is.
I have
Just
a
like
button
this.
for that. Yes.
Yeah, and that was it.
Actual audio.
Very
Sorry.
Did you,
jarring
like,
to imagine.
your reaction was you were angry at them?
I was very angry.
I would be like,
Better
sweet
than
mother of ass, let's get out of here immediately.
But I've been training for the show, and now the show, they pushed play, and I was, anyway. So I used my infrared camera to try to look down and see it, but I couldn't. My infrared camera was like looking through a soda straw, right? So I'm trying to move my soda straw to see this thing. I can't. So the easiest way for me is to point the jet at the weapon.
Yeah, let's do that.
Right? Yeah, I know. Well,
let's
I
run at the
didn't say I
problem.
was being smart. So I basically turned off my lights,
Wow.
right? And then I rolled in and I started coming downhill at the guy. But then I realized they tell you what the threats are when you're on the carrier, so you know what to prepare for. I realized that this thing doesn't need lights; it's radar guided. So I'm now coming right at the gun, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I broke off the attack and.
Wow.
You know, if Tommy's in a bad mood, I run. I honestly, like, I could never imagine.
Flight every time.
Like,
Oh yeah. Well,
honestly, I am such a wuss. Like, there's not a chance in hell. Like, save yourselves!
That's right.
Goodness.
Hey, now
Okay.
when you go to the tanker, you said the tanker is
Yes,
is that on the ground or in the air?
airborne. Yeah.
See?
We refuel over the country.
They have to have that straw come out
Yeah.
and.
Yeah.
The thing on the thing.
Straw.
What? I mean,
We're using very hey,
You're an
it's on my
investigative
level. I
reporter,
can
man.
understand
Yeah,
that.
totally related.
And guess what, Joe, we do for a living?
When
We're
you
on the
knew you
radio.
wanted to
Right. Equally
Do you
impressive.
feel worse about yourself
No,
than
I was-
before the show started?
I was
Every
gonna say,
time
why
I
did
come
we
here,
have to
Sully.
come on when the hero is on?
I know.
No,
I'm
no,
sitting
no.
here again thinking.
You guys look like the cast of Broadcast News. What are you talking
Right,
about?
yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
But he
I guess
can
we got
audio-
that going for us.
Sorry, I gotta move over to this
His
side of the booth.
task-
Sully, you're a great communicator.
Well, thank you.
You really are.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, I got a question for you, Hunter, and I think I texted you when I watched you on television. The other day, you were doing a story. You were a reporter on the field,
Oh, you did say this.
and
which
then
made me laugh.
I just watched you, and you went on and on for like a good 3 to 4 minutes, and you never looked down at any notes. And it was a hard topic, and you knew all these numbers and stuff. How do you guys?
Well, she's a little mouthy. She's got a little.
A little mouthy.
She likes to run
But
it.
how do you know that? Because you get your assignment and then you go to it, but you sound like you knew the topic for 10 years.
Matt can attest to this. I think after you do a story, because KUSI, we have a lot of live hits that we do, I always feel like I get worse throughout the day. Like my first hit's always my best, and then
I
it's like
know,
I'm
I
overthinking it. But I think by the end of the day, you're like, I've said it 2 times. But when you texted me that, I felt like I was definitely looking down at notes, so it made me feel real good because it was subconscious, I guess. But that is not my strong suit. I am very bad at numbers. Matt can attest to this. I said that there were over 500,000 people at a rally one time when there was, what, 5,000?
Yeah.
I literally just start adding zeros in there, and in the commercial break, you'll be like, 500,000, huh?
Well, you know.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I told the lemonade stand, they're trying to raise $10,000. These kids, precious Ukraine fundraiser, 1,000.
Yeah.
Bless their hearts.
I
They're
know.
thinking like,
It's
this
all-
girl is just.
In fairness, though, I mean, numbers when it pops up when you're anchoring,
Oh,
it pops up
horrible.
in the teleprompter. It's
And by the
like,
way, it's not.
how many zeros is that? You know?
I just,
Can I just say
whatever
this?
comes
Hey
out.
guys, it's not peasant hunting, it's pheasant hunting. I just want to let you
Hey, it can be really rough out on the field.
It can. So when you get texts like that from people that are budgeons in
Wait, are you
business
texting on the
here,
air?
I text her on the
You're
air.
bitching
You
on the
need
air.
that though. You need that reminder, like, hey, you're doing okay. Because sometimes you get inside your head and you're wondering, am I stringing a sentence together that makes any sense?
Does your cameraman protect you? And you got people out there. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have.
I've never had a text from Tommy that says you're doing okay. Not even one time.
Episode 83.
Here we go.
Episode 83.
All right. Here we go. More to come. Oh, you know it. It's on the air.
There's difference.
Bam. It's an all-star cast. Look at
Yes.
this. Can I just say this? Well done. Hey, guys, nice job. Second place, the first loser, because Rebecca won it. I'm just saying, they're not getting paid for the week.
Wow.
We lost to Rebecca Jade for the 17th year in a row.
Wow.
So I told you what would happen. No paycheck for that. Hey, I want to bring Mary, our band mother, den mother,
Shirley
because
Partridge.
Something. So Tommy
Grandmother.
Tom Sawyered my butt into something about 6 months ago, and it turns out to be. I'm very honored, and it turned out to be a really good thing. But you can talk about the phone call you made to me about the Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
I asked if you wanted to be a candidate for the Man and Woman of the Year for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. Oh, wow. And you said yes.
I said hard no.
And I said yes.
And then Mary.
And Rebecca Jade is not up for this, so you don't have to lose.
You're shooting that.
Got a chance. You're saying there's a chance.
Thank goodness.
You have a chance. Only
okay,
if KUSI viewers, though, donate to your cause.
We are good at that. We have
SullyEntertainmentGroup.com. You can click the donate button and donate. This is Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. This campaign runs through June 25th.
Okay.
And for KUSI viewers who donate, if they rate KUSI in the memo field, they get entered to win a VIP experience here on the air.
All right.
They can be right here.
And
in
Tommy will
the
rake
club.
your leaves for a year at your house. So yeah, so go to SullyEntertainmentGroup.com or SullyEntertainmentGroup.com.
Yes.
And we're not allowed to tell you how much money we're trying to raise or what we've raised. I got to tell you, we're killing. We're killing like a
He was going to
villain.
get us a number.
It is on like Donkey Kong right now. All right, thank you, man. Good job. So yeah, so it's the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. It's a great cause. You'll remember Lauren Finney last year won Woman of the Year.
Yes, she
And
killed it.
so we're going to
She's
try to raise a
amazing.
bunch of money. And as it turns out, a bunch of people that I support in Challenged Athletes Foundation lost limbs or whatever from some form of cancer. So we're going to try to raise a whole pile of dough. And once again, enough about me. What do you guys think?
I love that.
I want to know about Eddie and Shotgun. You guys used to work together?
Yeah, we did.
My first job ever in San Diego was back in '94. Don't.
Was that when it was, 94?
It was like 94, and it was at KCBQ, which was legendary.
The
at
old
time.
KCBQ?
Yes.
The old KCBQ.
And Shotgun was afternoons. I came in as this, goofy producer in the morning, and just learning stuff from this guy was incredible. It was.
We had a great time.
Yeah, we had a blast back.
Did you ever play Imogene?
No, that was before his time.
Yeah. All right.
But that, I was just telling my friends Denise and Jack, who are in the audience here, that Imogene story, and that has always stayed with me.
Well, you got to tell a short version now.
Sully,
I do?
Do you guys know what the Imogene story is?
Shotgun, you got to tell it.
Okay, I'll
is the
see if I can
greatest
tell it
story.
real fast. Well, KCBQ had the world exclusive, the brand new John Lennon song, and we had a big promotion about it. I mean, Ted Leitner loves this. He tells it over and over again. And Jeff and Jer, they loved it too.
yeah.
It's unbelievable. So anyway, we flew the acetate down on PSA Airlines, and it was a brand new John Lennon song.
PSA?
PSA.
Well, 1970 called. They want their shag carpet.
Yeah, I bet they did. So anyway, we had an armored truck, put it on an armored truck with motorcycle escort out to Santee. They brought it up to the radio station, and it's on an acetate, which only has about 12 plays. So they wanted to get it on tape, on cart.
And you're the first one in the world.
World exclusive, the brand new John Lennon song. And we've been plugging it on KCBQ for about a month. KCBQ will have the world exclusive of the brand new John Lennon song. You'll hear it first here on KCBQ.
Which, by the way, was an international hit.
Oh yeah,
Right.
oh yeah. Oh, it came on my show,
Oh, I know.
so I'm a little nervous. So we got the TV cameras on the other side of the glass, right? So I'm shaking. So anyway, they gave it to my intern. My intern brought it into me. I put it in the cart machine, and now I'm live. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been telling you all month that we're going to have the.
You better believe it, baby.
You better believe it, baby. That's
right.
The brand new John Lennon song, and right now it has arrived. I've got it for you. Remember, they only wrote the title on the cart. So anyway, I went to Catholic school, and the Catholic school nuns always said, "Sound it out, Thomas, sound it out." So I was trying to sound it out. So anyway, I looked down at the cart. Ladies and gentlemen, the brand new John Lennon song, world exclusive, that brand new John Lennon song. I looked at it right here on the Shotgun Tom Kelly Show on KCBQ, Imogene.
Which, of course,
It was Imagine.
was Imagine.
Yeah. But if I'd have done that right,
Maybe
nobody
the most
would have been
famous
talking
song
about
he
it.
ever wrote.
Yeah. And when I got my star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Johnny Kaye embarrassed me in front of everybody.
I know, yeah.
But I'll tell you, they loved it. Stevie Wonder just
Of
fell
course.
apart.
Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody else that has a name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a star? Anyway, Shotgun's my only guy.
Wow.
And by the way, listen, I'm just calling balls and strikes here. But who's the first guy to interview you from Hollywood that day?
Well, you were.
Thank you.
Who's the first? Hold on here.
Come on.
Hold on.
Tommy was there. Tommy
Who's the
was
first guy to set that up? Who's the
course.
first guy to set it up?
Well, you're the
Get it down.
producer. You're the
Bring it over.
Move it.
There he is.
I like that we moved it.
We all love Tommy.
All right, very good.
I would tattoo that on my forehead if it
know,
was
right?
something I had achieved.
What are you guys promoting anything on the show? What do you got coming up?
Yeah.
Other than your regular,
No, just listen.
yeah, just
60
grab ass you
cents.
have every
Rock
day.
1053.
That's it.
I love
The
working
show,
with this guy.
the number one morning show
stop.
in the entire city.
Yes, it's true, but
We can actually vote for you right now for 2022.
yeah, the San Diego Union Tribune Awards are out, and we're up again for Morning Show of the Year.
Except for Rebecca
Personality
J's on
of the
there.
Year.
You don't have.
Well, I got no.
That's it.
We're up for weekend. Did you know?
Are we really?
We are.
You're on tonight.
We are
Tonight?
on tonight. That's
We are
correct.
on tonight, yes,
Yes.
but our weekend show is also nominated.
Is there a new show?
We did win 2 years in a row, so.
What's
You
the
guys,
weekend
throw
show?
me a vote, I'll throw you a vote.
Hey,
All right, that's
done,
good. Okay.
right there.
Okay.
Matt
We'll
didn't
cross
even
the
know.
line to
Okay,
help.
I like
Matt had
that.
no idea.
Just to help.
All right, and you're saving lives. Breaking
And then
necks,
we got
cashing
Sunshine
checks.
over here,
Yeah.
just
Just a hero.
You know,
Do you get to fly anyone?
casual.
I don't. No.
Could you if you wanted to?
Yes. Just leave it at that.
Have we ever had a more badass guest?
No, we haven't.
And he's
Yeah,
wearing an
I'm
I'm
Under
sure
Armour.
it's
Very
for
upset.
you. It
He's
is.
filling out an Under Armour
It's
shirt.
really, really hard
Come on.
to sit in the chair right here. I just need
all
to
good.
sit.
It's too bad you don't have $1 million smile. Also, I mean, come on, let's face it.
And can't talk worth anything.
Yeah, right.
so,
I
you
know.
Are you? So are you a spokesperson for the military and such at this point, or do you just be bitching and walk around and say, hey?
I've got some side hustles. Yes. Yeah, I do. So
Well, when
yeah,
the-
it works out.
When the new Tom Cruise movie comes out, he's going to be a guest again.
Oh,
May
Can-
27th,
you let
right?
us- Can
Yes.
you talk about it?
that quick.
What's that?
Well, can you talk about it at that point?
I'll talk about more of it. Yes. Yes. Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you,
It's
Eddie.
like
Thank
the
you.
shroud of
This
secrecy.
isn't like interrogation.
All right.
I'm trying to like.
Thank you guys so much.
Bright lights. I'm just waiting for it to hit me.
Matt Prichard, my buddy Sunshine, Eddie Pappani, and Shotgun Tom.
Eddie, you better believe it, baby.
Thanks for coming out. See you in a minute. Come on, pick it up. Let's lift the bar, people.